Hey, the Thabreakmasta here, and this is going to be my Legend of Korra discussion videos. I'm going to be doing this maybe each week after an episode comes out, or maybe after 2 episodes come out each week. It depends. It really depends. But I'm going to be doing these discussion videos for Legend of Korra. You know, the reviews aren't enough for me to keep talking about this. There's a lot of, a lot of people talking about this, a lot of fan base, and, let's just keep talking, people. It's really nice to see a lot of, fans just everywhere, just talking about it, discussing with each other and all that stuff. It's really cool. It's really cool to see, especially on my videos too. So yeah. So I want to talk about the flashback in episode 4. I also want to talk about Amon, and I want to talk about L.O.K. So that's why I'm gonna talk about these discussions, and then let's go together. Let's have discussion. People talking to each other, whatnot. Yeah. So it's a real discussion, people. So yeah, let's talk about the flashback in episode 4 and stuff. What I want to know is that what was the significance of the timing of that flashback? Because it was kind of weird to see. We see the flashback once Korra gets knocked out. You know what I mean? It's a little weird that they placed it right there. Now I'm curious, was that for us to see, or did Korra see that too? That's what I'm wondering. Actually, that's one of the things I'm wondering. Did Korra see that? To see that little flashback before she got knocked out? I'm pretty sure I think she did. If so, why did that appear in her mind? And why did that happen then? That's what I'm curious about then. And that event that we saw from that flashback is from what L.O.K was talking about from 40 years ago, that Avatar Aang had to deal with someone 40 years ago. And I'm pretty sure that was Avatar Aang with that little beard he had there. And the other guy we saw must be the villain that he had to take care of. And if so, I'm curious, who do you think that villain is? Do you think that villain could be Amon? I mean, if that's the case, there's only 40 years in the from the past. I mean, it's still possible to see him alive and still being able to do anything. Will do stuff. You know what I mean? He's not too old, so it could. Hey, maybe it's him. But if that's the case, then Avatar Aang didn't finish him off, because maybe Amon doesn't have any bending or energy bending or no kind of bending. Or that person didn't have any bending and he couldn't do anything or something, couldn't take his bending away, and he had a problem fighting them. I mean, who really knows? We're not really sure who this person is, but I know this person Aang had to deal with, and I'm curious what did Aang do to him? Because what L.O.K said, it seemed like Aang had to use force with this guy, like really had to go at him, because the way he said that if Avatar Aang, I do like Avatar Aang did and stuff like that. So just it's interesting. It's just interesting. And I'm curious what was the purpose of that flashback, seeing that already. It's a little weird where they placed it, and it's just like, I'm curious if Korra's seen that, and it's just very interesting. So I'm just, what are your thoughts on this? The flashback. Who do you think that person was that Aang had to fight? Because that's the guy that's from 40 years ago, and yeah. So then let's talk about L.O.K. L.O.K, he seems like he's gonna be a person that's gonna butt heads with Tenzin a lot. And I could see him going evil. I have some comments in a message and stuff like that talking about this character, and he could be me working with Amon or something for this whole anti-bending stuff. Or he end up betraying Tenzin to work with him or something. Or it seems like he's gonna butt heads a lot with him because of his personality, and he wants force. He wants to be forceful. He's an earthbender, so he wants to be forceful, as he's going with Tenzin, an airbender, that he wants to evade and think about other strategies instead of doing all that and try to talk to him or something. Who knows? Maybe they can be reasoned with. What they want is equality. That's why I call it equalists. So if they want equality, if that's their main goal, of course. Because Amon, for all we know, we don't really know exactly what he wants. Maybe he wants equality, but maybe he wants some more. Maybe he wants to be the strongest person alive or something. But I don't know. Maybe he just wants to rule the world, because he wants to rule the world in a way that he seems good or deemed is good, and the benders are bad, because the way he's doing this, because he could have took Korra's powers away, but he didn't do that. So yeah, so L.O.K's thing is gonna be butt heads. And what do you guys think of L.O.K? Do you think he's gonna be like a villain later on in the series, or do you think he's just gonna work with Tenzin somehow and actually not be so bossy or be dumb, So what do you guys' thoughts on L.O.K? But I think he's gonna be a villain. I feel like he's gonna be a villain later in the series. He's gonna end up doing something stupid. Something's gonna happen. Some stuff's gonna go down to where he's not gonna be able to work with Tenzin and the rest of them. I feel like something like that's gonna happen. So yeah, tell me what you guys think about L.O.K. So let's just jump onto Amon, my last subject. Amon, well, there's several things people want to know. What who is Amon? You know, who could be Amon? Some people keep saying there's Jet. Now I'm a little confused on that one because how, I mean, it'd be a little weird. Him. Well, it's not too weird because I mean, if you think about Jet is like at least 90 years old. Then I mean, it's like 70 years in the past. I mean, well, not 90, he's like 80, somewhere around 80. I just know he's pretty. I know he's gonna be really old. You know. And you don't really know if he's actually dead or not too from last series because he got hit with a rock and he was on the ground and you know he seemed like he was dead, but we don't really know. And but the thing is, it'd be a little weird that could be a mod. That could be a mod for the fact that Amon said he lost his parents and he burned his face by a firebender. Now that don't really fit in Jet's story. Not to mention you saw Jet's face when we saw him last series. He didn't have a burnt face or anything. You know, some people would call him handsome. You know, so I mean, he wasn't really messed up or anything like that, you know. He even worked with the Avatar towards the end until he got like dead. So I mean, it would be kind of weird, and it would make sense for him to be Amon, you know. So I'm just like, who could be Amon? I mean, we know it could be some new character we don't even know about. Cause I don't think it's a reoccurring character, or maybe it's the son, or there's another one that's going around that Amon could possibly be Bolin and Mako's brother. Now I can actually see that happening because their story seems very similar together. That they've lost their parents, and maybe he was the one that got burnt in his face or something, you know. But yeah, I could see him being Mako or you know, Bolin's brother because of how their past is very similar, and you know, maybe he to test the bending because his brothers could bend and he couldn't, and so he's like, oh man, I hate bending, and then that happens, burns his face, so that's really gonna make him not like bending, you know, because I mean he just stupid stuff happened right there, and then maybe he has some more tragic events to where he just really doesn't like bending or something. But I could see Bolin and Mako with, you know, him being his brother. That'd be very interesting too. I mean, like a very strong turn of events, but I don't know. It could be that, and yeah. So the other thing that's circling around right now is Amon can energy bend. Now, this is my opinion. You know, people keep saying he can energy bend. I don't believe he can. This is my opinion though. It's not no facts or anything like that. But I believe he can't energy bend on the basis of that he hates bending, and it would be kind of weird that he's like, I'm gonna take all your bending away. So like technically speaking, he'll take everyone's bending away, then he'll be the strongest and only bender left. You know what I mean? Because if he's gonna go that route, if he's gonna be world domination kind of person. You know, again, he wants equality. I mean, if he is a bender, I guess it would make sense for the equality thing too. I mean, he is possibly can be a bender, but I just don't believe he is. I mean, I think he's just using some kind of electrical device to make that energy come out and everything, because he has that power, you know, he has that technology to do that. Because those batons that one dude was using in the episode 3, I can see he used electricity then, so I mean, all he had to do was just put it in his palm, his hands, and shock you and stuff, you know? I don't think he can energy bend though. It'd be kind of weird seeing that he hates benders and he's actually bending himself, so does that mean he hit himself then? So yeah, but this is my theory that Amon could possibly be, or not who could possibly, but what happened to him and stuff like that. So how he got that power of, you know, taking people's bending away, because you know he said he talked to a spirit to get his power, and people keep saying maybe it's Suki's spirit that did that. It just like it'd be kind of weird because people saying that, you know, Suki was a villain. I mean, not a villain, but she just didn't like she didn't like bending. You know how like, you know, Sokka like was left out in the group because everyone could bend and he couldn't, but he found his way once he got a sword and stuff, you know. And he, you know, he was really good about bending. Same with Suki, she was really good without any bending. So I just like she never even gave me the feeling that she detested or disliked bending at all, you know. I mean, unless it's in the Promise manga that I haven't fully read yet, so maybe it's in there. I'm not sure, but it just doesn't seem like she would be the person to give him power to take people bending away. I mean, that's a very dangerous thing to have, you know. And we don't really know if Suki even learned that technique, because I mean, not anyone can do that, you know. So I mean, just it's possible though. I'm not saying it isn't, but what I think it is, it could be possibly Ko. You know, Ko the face stealer. Ko the face stealer is, you know, the guy that takes faces. And if you show emotion to him, he takes your face. That's what he does. So here's my theory. Maybe Amon is some dude and he went to the spirit world, because people can go to the spirit world. Because if you remember, Iroh said he went to the spirit world before. So I mean, even humans can get over there. I'm not exactly how though. But Amon, he could try to toss the face stealer and end up losing his face, but at the cost of getting the ability to take bending away. Now, the reason I think Ko even knows that stuff, because you gotta think about it. If you remember in the first series, I can't remember who said this, but they said Ko is like the oldest spirit, and apparently he has all knowledge of everything. So it's a very good possibility that Ko knows that ability, he just doesn't use it. Not to mention he's in the spirit world. Who could he take a bending away from? Because you can't use bending in the spirit world. So yeah, so it's possibly met Ko, lost his face. That's why he has a mask on, and bam. I mean, that's that's my theory though. That's what my thought is on what Amon, like what happened to Amon. I'm not sure who Amon is though. I can't pinpoint that just yet. I'm not exactly sure who Amon is, but we'll have to wait until more in the series. Maybe get some more background on Amon, then we can probably better narrow down who the people are. But until then, it's a little too early to say who Amon is. But he does strike a good conversation, because like I said, Amon's a really great character. So yeah, this has been my Legend of Korra discussion video. Let's discuss this, people. Leave a comment below, tell me what you think about all this stuff I asked in this video. So if you haven't watched the whole video, you might want to watch the whole video so you can answer all my questions that I've asked in this. You know, let's have a good discussion. If you have any questions you want to talk about, you know, if there's anything that you want to ask on here, leave a comment below and tell me what you think. Like I said, tell me what you think. Let's go. Let's do this. So yeah, like if you like this Legend of Korra discussions, I will be doing more, and subscribe to my channel for some more Legend of Korra discussions. So yeah, it's been the Thabreakmasta, and until then, break out.